Hello everyone. In this video we'll see how to create features, user stories and create tasks within given epic. So in our case we have already created this epic bookstore. Now if we'll go to backlogs, ideally this epic should appear, but it's not appearing. Okay, so we have dev team selected and here we have selected epics. Okay, let's check why it's not appearing. If I'll go to work items and we'll click on this epic, iteration is fine. Area, okay, now it's not pointing to a given team, it's pointing a global project, global area, which ideally it should point to dev team because we have defined this epic for dev team. Let me save it. Now if we'll go to backlogs, book stories coming here. So if you're not getting your epic under backlogs, you can check your rights. Ideally you should have admin right or contributor right, and you should be part of the area for which you've created this epic. So before directly jumping to that creation of features and user stories within this epic, what we'll do, we'll try to understand this concept behind this uh, epic user stories, features and everything. So let me explain this diagram. Here we can see an epic can have multiple features. A feature can have multiple user stories and user story can have multiple tasks. Okay, so this is a high level overview. Let me map it with our project, bookstore scrum project, which we are going to create. If you see here, I have mapped my bookstore project with epic. Under this bookstore project we are having different features like UI creation, database creation, payment module creation, application tracking. So these are the features. Again, if you see individual features, we are having different user stories like uh, create user interface is having create GUI and create MVC solution. These are the two user stories. If you'll see create GUI, under that user story we are having multiple tasks like HTML page designing, CSS designing, logo designing. If we'll see here MVC solution, there could be multiple tasks like create web solution, integration of HTML and CSS within MVC application. So these are different tasks within an user story and different user story within a feature, different feature in an epic. So this is a high level grouping. Now in terms of release and sprints, if you want to understand what we can do, let me draw an overline for you. Here we can club these two features in a release and these two features in a release. We can make two release, and again this release will deliver these two user stories. Again, if you'll see here in this user story there are three tasks and in the second user story there are two tasks. So what we can do, we can let me make correction here. I'll select this color. I'll put this entire user story in one sprint and this second in another sprint. Means if this create user interface and create database is going to take 1 month, then we'll deliver in this user story create GUI in one sprint, that could be like 2 weeks, and another like create MVC solution in another 2 weeks. So two sprints will make 1 month. That is one release. Okay. Okay. So now it's more clear. We mapped our project in terms of feature, user story, and task, and also draw, release, and sprints. Now we'll go to our UI and we'll replicate the same thing in Azure DevOps Epic. So for creating any feature, what we need to do, we need to click on this plus icon. If I click on this plus icon, it will give me provision for creating feature. Now I'm going to click on this add feature. Okay. Now if I'll say so, here we can see new feature. We need to give a name, same BS, and what we can do, we'll give a feature name like create UI. I'll assign this task to a different user. Let me search Kundan. Click on this search icon. Perfect. So at least one person should be responsible for creating this feature. Okay. Now this feature will be released in release one. Okay. So I'll select this release one. We can add description, acceptance criteria could be there, and again if you want to inform someone like this new feature has been created, what we can do, we can use @sign and we'll say new feature has been created. And here we can set the start date if you want. Let's start from today. I will not put the target date here. There could be more sprints based on the change in the requirement. I'll keep this priority as 2. Okay, and I'll not put effort in everything here. We can update those things later on. This value area, I'll make it architectural. Okay, and if you want to attach some attachment here, we can click on this link. This linkage link, if you click, it shows like, okay, this is Azure this Epic. So that is good thing. We can add tags here like GUI creation. We can add more tags if you want. Perfect. So let me save and close it. So what we have done, we have created our feature, first feature. If we want to create more feature, again we can click on this Epic. BS will follow the same naming convention. Create database. I'll assign this task to Ramesh, or I'll keep this to me only. Again, this will be a release, part of release 1. These two features we can deliver in single release. And if you want, we can inform Ramesh that this feature has been created. We can put start date and end date, and we can put efforts as well. I'll not put those things. At any point of time, we can edit those things. I'll make this architectural and we'll save and close. So what we have done, we have created two features, and if I'll click on this arrow again, so now it's more clear, like within a given epic we are having two features. Now we want to create user stories within this feature. We need to click on this plus icon. This product backlog item is alternate name for user story. I'll click on this. I'll give same name here for creating the user story, and the user story name would be like create GUI. I'll assign this task to Ramesh. We can add uh, if you want to inform anyone on the description will be there. Effort, how many effort in hours this will take. I'll say it will take 3 working days or 4 working days, 36 hours, and this is architectural. Severity will be like 3. I'll save this. So we have created one user story, product backlog. Now we'll create another one. Same process. bs underscore create MVC. Solution. Again, this is a development activity. I'll assign to Kundan. Me search Kundan. Okay. So this create MVC solution, I want to keep this in the second sprint. So I can go here and select sprint 2, and yep, efforts we can put 45 hours. Architectural area is dev team. Okay, I can add tags if you want. In the last user story we have not created this iteration, so we'll correct there. 7 close. We'll open that create GUI. We'll make it sprint 1. 7 close. Perfect. Now if you'll see, if we minimize this epic, under epic we are having 2 features, and in the first feature we are having 2 user stories. One is in sprint 1, another is in sprint 2. Now we need to assign task within each user stories. So what we'll do, we'll click on this user story. We'll say bs create HTML pages. I'll assign this to Kundan. Perfect. Sprint 1 will be there. That's fine. I'll okay. Activity is there. It's development activity. I'll select. It's blocked. No, it's not blocked. It's not depending on another activity. We'll keep this. Priority we can change like 3. And yep. So we can save and close. Cool. Now we'll create one more task. So we'll go here under user story. This time we'll create cascading style set. I'll assign this to again Kundan. It will be sprint 1. I'll keep this thing. Remaining work, I'll activity its development. No, it's not deployment. It's development. I'll consider it. Priority is 3. 7 close. Perfect. So what we have done under this user story, we have created 2 tasks, and same goes for second user story, like creating MVC solution. So we can create task here like bs create .NET Core web app. I'll assign this to Ramesh. It will be sprint 2, and it will be like activity will be development activity, priority will be 2. Let me save and close. I'll create one more task, BS. This time integrate HTML UI in MVC app. Okay, I'll assign this task to my name. This will be part of sprint 2, and activity will be the development activity. Save and close. So what we have seen, let me minimize the epic. So here we have created one epic. Under this epic we are having two features. This feature one is having two user stories. This user story is having two tasks. Another is having two other tasks. And same process we can repeat for uh, our feature 2. This time we have covered feature 1, and we can cover for the feature 2 as well. We can create for database, we can create same user stories, task and everything. Now if we'll go to sprints, ideally this should appear there. So if I click on sprints, here we can see we have created these sprints. As of now the sprint 1 is selected. We can toggle to sprint 2 as well. So in sprint 1 we are saying this create HTML and create CSS. These are the two items which we need to do. Okay, and create GUI as well. This is a part of sprint 1. If I'll change here sprint 2, this create .NET Core and integrate HTML into MVC app. These are the create MVC solution. These are the our sprint 2 items. What else? If we click on this backlog, yeah, so this is showing like sprint 2 items here, sprint 1 and sprint 2. In the right side this current is showing sprint 1, the planned is like sprint 2. If I'll click on capacity, it will give the utilization of individuals. Since this project has been not started, that's why it's not coming. And we can this capacity, what we can here we can mark vacation, everything, those type of settings we can do here by using this uh, capacity planning. Day off we want to apply, like this person is going to take leave on particular day, we can put start and end it here. So that will help in capacity planning. Okay, and that's it. So this will give me an overview of our sprints. Now you may ask, like, where are user stories? If you want to see user story, where we can see. So for viewing this user story, you need to click on this boards. So this board will give the user stories. This book story is there, and these are the user stories. So under boards, this is showing as epic. If you want to see our user stories, we need to click on this backlog items. Now this is showing as user stories. Okay, we can move this. If it is approved, we can move this. If it is committed and done, we can move this here simply. Perfect. And same goes for sprints. Let's assume in sprints, here this sprints is there. Let me move this in progress or done. Okay, this is showing for all. If you want to select for mine, I can click on this. This will show only my items. I'll select all. Perfect. Now if you'll go to backlogs, let me show you one thing. Under this epic, if you'll go to task level, and if I click on this task, there is an history. So if I click on this second tab, history, it will show this new task, work started, work finished, done. So entire history is showing here regarding this create HTML pages, right? It means if in sprint, if I'll again put it in progress and we'll bring it back, and if you go to backlog and we'll check the status of that particular task. Let me show you this HTML pages to do. So now it's in to do status. So it's tracking the entire thing, who is working on what, who has made the changes. So all the tracking is happening here. Second thing, let me show you one more point here. If you want to add more columns in this uh, epic row, so what we can do, we can click on this column option. We can rearrange these items. Okay, and if you want, we can create. Let me remove this tags. I don't want to see this tag. Volume area, I will not keep this. Let me add one column created by. I'll say okay. So one more column created by is there. So those type of customization can be done here. If you click on boards, it will show all the items. We can see here assigned to me. If I click on this, it will give the task assigned on my name. I'll deselect it, and the tags are here. Types, if you want to see how many tasks are there, how many tasks assigned on my name. Perfect. So those type of filtering can be done here. So in this video, what we have learned how to create features within a given epic, how we can create user stories, how we can create tasks, how uh, us- we can view the sprints, how we can see the user stories, how to check the history. So those type of settings we have covered here in this video. So in the next video, we'll see how to uh, use queries and few remaining items. So thanks for everyone watching this video, and we'll connect soon to discuss more topic on this Azure board. Thanks.